Greetings, YouTube. My friend Robyn from the channel Lampshade has tagged me in the favorite films tag. So I'm going to talk about my favorite films. And I think I've covered this before, but what the heck? I like Robyn. So, my favorite film of all time, absolutely and utterly all time, is Blade Runner. And I did a lengthy review of Blade Runner once, and in response, I got a video response from Rutger Hauer himself. Now, video responses don't exist anymore, which means the link is probably gone, and which is sad. But I did one morning turn my computer on, look at a video link, and found myself staring at the face of Rutger Hauer talking to me. And that was pretty darn cool. Other favorite films of mine in my top 5 would be Animal House, which is, I think, is one of the great body comedies of our time, and very appropriate, seeing as Harold Ramis recently passed away. Other favorite films of mine are Aliens. Now, I love the movie Alien, the original. It's a taut film, wonderfully claustrophobic with inside that ship model they came up with. The commentary track is excellent for that film as well. I recommend it. But Aliens is very much a near perfect action movie for the genre of military science fiction. I don't think any film has ever come close to it as far as quality and excellence of both story and editing and special effects and the whole line and characters. There's so many lines from that movie. So many awesome memes have come out of that film. It's just a thrill. That was a great film. Another favorite film of mine would be The Seven Samurai, which is, to my mind, a wonderful piece of cinematic mythology in it of itself. Because you've got a man that comes to America from Japan, becomes inspired by Westerns, goes to Japan and creates The Seven Samurai, which inspires a director to create the film The Magnificent Seven. So it's just this wonderful recursive mythology going on there. And it's an awesome film. If you haven't seen The Seven Samurai, I actually haven't watched it in years. I should watch it again. It's definitely worth your time. And I would have to say, as far as a translation from comic to film, it would be Sin City. Sin City is one of the best adaptations I've ever seen. 300 is also an excellent adaptation. And there is no shock that those are both Frank Miller vehicles. Frank Miller was at one time a comics genius. Now, he seems to have gone down a very dark rabbit hole where he buys his own publicity far too much. But since I've made my original list, I think there are other films which I now consider to be favorites. For example, as far as a crime-style action film, it would be Smoking Aces. Now, I said that once when I reviewed the film Smoking Aces, and someone said, "You don't watch any films, do you?" His comment being that because I had not seen enough films, which is why I think Smoking Aces is such a good film. But I've seen a lot of films in my day. Take my word for it. It's just that film really captures the madness of the over-the-top nature of crime-based action films. It is just so incredibly cranked to 11 from beginning to end. And there's so many wacky characters and scenes and unbelievable things that go on in it. And yet it is so much fun. So, Smoking Aces. As far as realistic violence goes, I would recommend the Limey. Not to mention one of the finest commentary tracks I have ever read. It's a piece of cinematic history. You listen to that commentary track and you're listening to the actual history of cinema as we know it today. Both the people doing the commentary track and what they are discussing. But it's the best depiction of realistic world violence. That it happens like that. Like that. It doesn't happen the way it does in most action films. For example, Smoking Aces or Aliens. It happens in the blink of an eye. And it's no preamble. There's just boom. And someone's dead. And that's how it is in the real life. That's how violence is when someone hits you. Sometimes it comes out of nowhere. Other favorite films, Will Ferrell's Stranger Than Fiction, which is something I thought I would never say because most of Will Ferrell's films are absolute and utter dreck, and they are a pox upon humanity. But Stranger Than Fiction is a work of art. Every time I see that film, I find something else about it to marvel at. It is just that good. Jim Carrey's The Truman Show is another example of the same vein, in that an actor who I ordinarily despise, that was a great piece of work that he did. Certainly, I'm still fighting over sniffles. Other things that I've... We're No Angels. Sorry, I'm spacing there. We're No Angels with Humphrey Bogart, Aldo Ray, and Peter Ustinov, my favorite Christmas film. Though I'm a big fan of all of the different versions of The Christmas Carol. We actually been collecting them. We don't have them all yet, but we're working on having all of the big budget and even smaller budget Christmas Carol films that we can lay our hands on. And thanks to my friend Matt, who helped me find out that the name of a British production of The Christmas Carol, which was set in a housing project in Britain, and the character of Scrooge is played by a loan shark, and he was able to help me find the name of that, which escapes me at the moment. I've got it written down somewhere. I saved it to my Google account. Now I just need to know if I can actually find a copy of it on DVD, because I really would like to see that film again. I saw it once. It was great. I'm just a fan of redemption, and The Christmas Carol is all about redemption, isn't it? Groundhog Day, speaking of redemption, it's an excellent film, one I happen to love. And Caddyshack, Stripes, all great favorite Meatballs, all favorite comedies of mine, particularly when I was at a younger age. And I find that I'm waxing poetic about films. I apologize, Robyn. I'm running kind of long here, but the short of it, I guess, is I'm a fan of films. Always have been. Probably always will be. Last night, my wife and I watched Hannah, but I finally got a copy with the commentary track that worked. The copy I bought off of YouTube, off of Amazon once, a used copy, which is fine. But it was a rental copy, so it had no commentary track, had been gimped. I was not happy. So the copy I got at Walmart yesterday for $5 had the working commentary track, and it was quite good. The director was very interesting, offered a lot of insightful information. Not a public speaker. A lot of ums. Far more ums than even I have in my speech. It was kind of humorous. But well worth it. The commentary track was good, and it's a good film in and of itself. Alternative ending was a little lame. Stick with the one that was on the theatrical release. But you can watch it if you want, but watch the theatrical release first. But overall, a great film. I had a lot of fun with that one, and look forward to other films from that particular actress in the future. So, anyone who'd like to, give me a list of your favorite films, either here in the comments or in a video response. I'm sure I would appreciate it, and I'm sure so would Robyn.